Hi, my name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. What is thrilling Patagonia like, and should you travel there? What is thrilling Patagonia like? You might say, where is thrilling Patagonia? Okay, there is no place called thrilling Patagonia. There's only a place called Patagonia. I know it's a little complex, but I found it utterly thrilling when I went down there several years ago. I actually have been down in Patagonia, toured around, experienced a lot of the region, and I would definitely go back. So I've actually had to write a bunch of notes down because there's so many things that came to me as my thought process developed of, oh, Patagonia, what should I tell people? It's totally awesome! Yes. So how do you get to Patagonia, and where is Patagonia? All right, so Patagonia is not the company that has the down jackets and it's the outdoor gear. They base their company name off Patagonia, but Patagonia in South America is the real deal. So where is Patagonia? It's kind of the southern section of South America, way down at the tip. That whole region all the way down to Ushuaia and Tierra del Fuego, way down there. That entire region is a Patagonia region, and it is definitely one of the most thrilling places I've ever been to in my life. How did I get there? I flew from, let's see, where did I fly from? I flew from Los Angeles all the way down to Buenos Aires in Argentina. I'm trying to practice my bad Spanish here, sorry. And then I flew from there to a place called El Calafate. And that was my beginning of my Argentine Patagonian experience. That El Calafate, I'm just reading my notes there. Okay. So if you start in El Calafate or Bariloche or somewhere like that, immediately you're going to meet a lot of backpacker traveler types because that place is, I would say, somewhat off the beaten path, but it is highly popular with people who travel around a lot. So going into and starting in El Calafate is an excellent location to begin your experience in traveling into the Patagonia region, because you can start your trek by going to a huge glacier on a, well, it starts a river, but gosh dang, of course I didn't write the name of the glacier down. I'll put a picture of it in here, but that glacier is utterly spectacular. When you get to the overlook and you see your first, and it's not like a little glacier on like Grand Teton near Yellowstone. I mean, that's a glacier, but I mean, the glacier El Calafate is huge. That thing is absurdly massive, and it's such an experience when you see it. When you first see this glacier, you just don't even get a sense of, oh, how big is this thing? And then you see a little boat going out there, and then like the wall of the glacier is here, this little boat comes here, and then the glacier casts off and this wave blast down in the, and it's a big boat. You can put like 50 or 60 people on there, and this boat goes, and you think, how big is that glacier? It is crazy big, people. Yeah, that is my first experience I've ever had with major glaciers. I've been to Alaska and I've seen major glaciers there, but that was after I went to South America. I mean, as I recall, I'll have to, it doesn't really matter, but I've never seen anything like that. It was just incredible. I didn't see glaciers like that until Alaska, and when I tried to climb Denali. I mean, just mind-blowing. That blue ice being so compressed and airless is incredible. Then I took a bus down to, where did I go? To Peurto Natales and in Chile. So you go from Argentina to Chile and back and forth. And I got to hike in what's called the W hike. Let me have a little drink of water here. Sorry. There's an entire circuit that you can hike around there, the W hike. I'll put a link down below. If you're viewing this on your phone, there's a little black arrow right here. Click down and it'll open up and you'll see the links in my description. And then the W hike is incredibly popular. Apparently, you've got to make reservations. Now, I've talked to some people and they said, if you want to stay in they're pronounced refugio, My Spanish is not that good, but it's basically a refuge, a hostel type place. You definitely need to make reservations. But generally my experience is if you're camping, you just basically get your permit and you go camp, and that's what I did. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. I traveled there with a friend. She had a good time there, and that was her first real big time experience being in the outdoors, I think, since within her and her husband have traveled all around the world, and that really kind of broke her out and gave her quite the experience. So traveling through the Patagonia region is just such an incredible experience. And also there's a place called Torres del Paine. It's the Towers of Paine, not Paine in English, but Paine, something like that. I'll put a link below. Check that out too. And I'll put a picture up right here of Torres del Paine. Let me make a note about that so I don't forget that. Let's see. El Calafate Glacier, Torres del Paine. Yes. So totally incredible. I mean, when you see pictures of southern South America, I know, kind of strange, the only place they tend to show is Torres del Paine because it's just that spectacular. You have to get up pretty early. You hike up the mountain. You sit there, and of course it's freezing. You're in the shade. But that sun, when it comes up on those towers and lights them up, just freaking incredible. Did I say incredible enough? Yeah. And so one of the tricks is I learned you bring your Z-Rest, your little foam mat, and you sit on that thing. And while everybody else is sitting on rocks, freezing their business off, you're sitting on your foam pad and you look like you know what you're doing. I'll have to look at my notes. I have posted my South America trip on one of my websites. I think it's aaronlinsdau.com. And you can read my old notes about the experience, and it's really quite illustrative of the experience there. Let's see what else I have. Oh yeah, okay. So a couple different things. The grass-fed beef, or the pampas grass-fed beef in southern Argentina, is to me thusly unmatched in the world. Even the Japanese Kobe beef is really incredible, but that Argentine steak is If I had the opportunity to go there, I would definitely go there. If I go to an Argentine restaurant when I can find them, I ask them, hey, can you get your beef from there, or does it have to be American? And if the people are from Argentina, they say, oh, you've been Argentina, huh? Yeah. I don't know what they put in that steak, what they mix in that grass fertilizer, but that stuff is insane. But also the lamb. Now, normally, I'm not a real big fan of lamb, but how they slaughter the lamb, they cut it open, they put it on this spit so it kind of leans over and cooks on a fire. It's a little gruesome, but man, that lamb was just like, oh, I'm drooling, just thinking about how good the lamb and that beef was. Man, I gotta do another trip to Patagonia. Gosh dang it, there's so many places in the world to go. As a motivational speaker, that's why I'm pitching myself also as a speaker, is, hey, if you need somebody to come in and talk about risk and safety or overcoming adversity and gritting it through challenge with courage, I can definitely help you out. I've got a keynote that will blow your socks off. Most people are sitting there, they're like, yeah, it is just that crazy. Let's see, what else? Okay. The key, the big key. If you go down to South America and you go down to Patagonia, I'm going to set my notes down, you must go to Ushuaia, because that is the literal tip of South America. Now, that is in Argentina, and there's a little town across the way that it's the most southernmost city on the planet. I don't know. Look it up. Check out your Lonely Planet guide, or look it up on Wikipedia or whatever. But when you go down to Ushuaia, you're literally in the last city on Earth, the southernmost city on Earth, before you literally fall in the Southern Ocean and you have to start swimming to Antarctica. It is that far south. When I was there, it actually wasn't that cold. That was a fascinating thing about Ushuaia, because it was snowing lightly, and it was kind of chilly. I mean, it's so far south. The rocks there are real black, and it's neat to camp there because when you hike up some of the mountains, there are these It's like lettuce. When you hike on it, it's really mushy. It's totally strange. It's like hiking in a bog, but way more beautiful. Plus, you don't have to worry about cottonmouths, coral snakes, and rattlesnakes. That's really nice. The biggest problem that southern Argentina has, especially on Ushuaia and that island, because you have to go across the Beagle Channel, which is a neat experience in itself, is beaver. Some clown from either Canada or the US thought, hey, it's the same latitude, it would be great, I'm going to bring beaver down there, farm them, and then sell the pelts. Of course, invasive species. The guy brings a beaver down there, he starts farming them and realizes, oh, their pelt changed because the environment, the food, and the water is different, and the pelt's not good enough. So what does he do? Of course, he lets the beaver go, and now they destroy everything. So you get to see what an invasive species really does there. But that aside, when you go to Ushuaia, also make sure to take the tour boat to go see the penguins. There are 2 tour boats. One floats around the island, and the other tour boat gets on the island with the penguins. I promise you, you must get on the island with the penguins, because when you see the people floating around looking at the penguins, you'll be super happy. And if you're on the boat with the people on the island with the penguins, you'll be ticked off. So just a word of warning, if you ever go to spectacular Patagonia, get on the island with the penguins. Trust me on this one. Believe me, Patagonia is utterly worth the cost and the effort. The food and the environment is totally spectacular. Highly recommended. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer, motivational speaker, professional traveler, and adventurer. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like and comment on the video. Click that little black button, bring it down, and you can comment. Please support me in Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Links below. Thank you very much for watching.